it's Ashley, and I am coming to you from Upside Headquarters, aka my workshop space. I haven't done a video here since I did my studio tour, which I definitely want you guys to check out. As we're headed into the end of the year of 2022, I wanted to do just a quick video here. My suite mates are not here as well, so that's always a good opportunity to make a fool out of yourself while no one's watching, which is how I feel about these videos. I digress. My name is Ashley, guys. If you're new to my channel, I am a serial entrepreneur, and this journey in this channel, I've really been taking you guys along with me on my journey of making candles, starting a candle-based business, product-based business, and so on and so forth. So I've been sharing with you guys kind of like the highs and the lows, and today's video I wanted to make all specific to the studio space that I graduated into in May of this year. Like I said, if you've been following along, I launched my brand in December of 2020, and so we're getting close to that 2-year-old mark, which is just crazy. You know, I've really committed to making this channel, making sure that I'm like sharing the highs, the lows, the very transparent view of running a business that is something that you can start in your home, like candle making. I did it out of my kitchen for a year and a half, so on roughly, and moved into this space. Just for context, I rent about 1,000 square feet of space. It's broken up into kind of like 3 long sections. Right now I'm working or filming this in the shipping kind of little bit of retail section. I have all of the making section right here, and then in the back in a closed off room, I've got storage. And that was the video today that I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on in regards to like how it's working and how it's going now that I've been in here about 6 months. And there's just 3 specific things. I tried to narrow it down because there's all these little like knickknacks and stuff that I've picked up along the way. One of them I will be talking about at the end in regards to local pickup. For today, and I apologize you guys, I had COVID. It finally got me. It knocked me on my ass. I am still sounding like I'm underwater. Feeling like I'm underwater for a lot of the days now, but I'm here, I'm out of bed, so this is a huge triumph for me. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys in regards to like shop updates and things that I have learned along this way and things that you might think of when you're, you know, considering graduating from your house or workshop space to, you know, a retail commercial space. And in full transparency, when I moved into this space, I like told a lot of people about it. We have our grand opening coming up on Saturday, and like there was just a lot of buzz around it. But I don't think I did like very clear lines. I am not a retail store. I obviously will sell my candles when people are in this space and when they're doing candle making workshops here, but I'm not retail based, meaning that I don't keep like 9 to 5 hours. I don't keep any consistent hours. I'm definitely gone on the weekends because I'm hustling at markets. And so I think that was a little bit of confusion around me moving into this space, and people were really excited because they're like, oh, I can like sniff and shop and pick up my orders, which they can. But it's definitely made things a bit more dicey. And when I was at home, it was nice because I did offer pickup for local orders. When I was at home a lot. Like I'm a homebody through and through. And so like it was easy for me to just be like, oh yeah, I'll set your order right out. Like it was very few and far between that people would be like, can I pick up my order? And I'd be like, no, I'm not home. Because I usually am like, no, I'm not home right now, but I'll be home in like 20 minutes because I went to the grocery store. So that's been kind of hard to figure out the messaging, the Google listing of my business and all of that in a way that feels seamless for people who want to stop by and pick up candles and or who want to stop by and shop. So I've really been trying to mold and shift and share like this shop by appointment, and then really remind people when I send out pickup order messages that it's only from certain days where I know either me or one of my employees will be here. But that's definitely been some growing pains. And I even had a wholesale account, and I'm just sharing this as full transparency so that you guys know, I had a local wholesale account get a little miffed with me. But the feeling kind of felt a little mutual at some point because they were like, well, if we would have known you were going to offer or open a retail space, then maybe we wouldn't have purchased your candles wholesale. And I was like, fair point, but I'm still not a retail space. Absolutely, I will talk to anybody who walks through the doors when I'm here. Doors are open. They come in. If they want to smell candles and buy candles, I would be a horrible business person if I did not allow that to happen. But as far as me hosting retail, or like somebody sitting here like at a cash register, if that's even still a thing, it's not, to like literally ring people up, that is not it. This is 95% manufacturing and 5% candle workshops, events, and shopping by appointment. So just something to know, like if you're going from the transition from your home to a space, how you're going to message that to people, I think would be really important, and something that I wish I actually would have spent more time on the front end preparing that language, and then less time, like now I just feel like I'm kind of backpedaling. Another thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that there is just not enough table space in the world for my business. Like I have 7 Husky tables. I'm not sponsored by them yet. I'm waiting. Home Depot, do me a solid, because you guys are kind of frustrating. I have about 7 of these Husky tables around the space, and between receiving products, between, if myself or any of the other girls that work with me are here labeling, between cleanup, between pouring prep, all of the things, I mean, it's just not enough. Like I almost need like high risers at this point of like how to have enough table space. And I look back and I'm just so baffled by how I even had an operating business, especially through the holiday season last year, in my kitchen. I don't know how I did it. I must have just been like super resilient or something, because I am just pulling my hair out 9 times out of 10 here, because there's just stuff everywhere all the time. But I think that just goes to show, like, once you grow into a bigger space, then the operations and the ordering, the bulk ordering, oh my gosh, it's like incessant. But that all just like duplicates itself, and of course it fills up. And that's actually my other point that I wanted to share with you guys. Like if you are considering moving into more of a commercial zone space or retail space, it's scary to go from essentially no bills or your expenses built into your household bills, like the things that you have to get through like every single day. It's hard to move from that into paying rent. And then beyond that, it's hard to really budget when you're going from a home space that just feels so claustrophobic at times to move into this graduated retail space. You kind of undershoot the square footage that you need. And I know I'm not saying anything like revolutionary, like you've probably heard this, but I love where I'm at, and I think that this is a really good space for me, at least for the next like year, maybe 2 years, depending on how this business kind of navigates itself and the growth navigates itself. I'm interested to see though, because I feel like I'm already busting at the seams. And when I have my 3 employees here that are helping me, they're all part-time and they work kind of different days. But last week we were all here on the same day. I mean, we were literally like dancing with one another. Thankfully, I love them to pieces, and they've been a great addition to Upside, and we all work really well together. But, between candles everywhere, boxes everywhere, backstock everywhere, people everywhere, orders, like it just is a lot of moving parts, and it just feels kind of like chaos, to the point where there's almost like time that I have to schedule after everybody works to come in and like clean off the surfaces, find a blank slate. Because if you're like me and I come into a space that's just like filled top to bottom with just like shit, no matter whether I have to tend to it or not, I'm immediately overwhelmed. I'm immediately distracted. Like I can't focus on the things that have to be done, because I'm just constantly looking at these other things and going through my checklist of like, okay, does that need to be done? No, Ashley, we've already gone over that 14 times. Get off the merry-go-round. That doesn't need your attention right now. All these other things do. I just share that with you guys because I'm hopeful that it will shed some light in regards to like what is actually happening behind the scenes, because a lot of what I worry about, or what I try and be transparent about, and a lot of what I fall victim to victim, like somebody's hurting me. No one's hurting me. But what I fall is like susceptible to when I go on social media or anything and I see like, let's see somebody's behind the scenes or something like that. I watch their stuff and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they've got it all together. They have all these things. And it's just not like that at all. Like I don't have this completely like structured project management, detail oriented flow of everything. Like I am still very dicey. I am still like trying to get my legs under me in this whole world of even just moving from one zip code to another with my business. And that's been really hard and really stressful. Also super wonderful and great in so many ways because I've been able to do things like host candle making workshops and things like that. And if you've been following my channel for a while, a lot of you have asked, or if you've been following like my social media, a lot of you have asked like, what's up with the candle making workshops? When are you going to do a video on that? And just a full disclosure, I'm not that interested in making a video about that because it's not a very seamless process for me. I've now done 3 of them. I have 4 more booked for the end of the year, the last 2 months. And I have 3 private parties that are booked. And I'll be honest, it's been kind of a nightmare on the back end because I haven't been able to keep track of all the supplies that I've been using on these one-off basis. So all of my supply levels are just completely, I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I'm going for. It's just a mess. And they've been wonderful, don't get me wrong, and I think people really enjoy them and they love them, but I have not found a way in which it's going to be like a seamless process and like a cookie cutter, which is what I'm always going for, to work smarter, not harder, a cookie cutter way for me to offer them. And then it's hard too because they pour the candles and they're too hot for them to take home, so then they got to come back, and there's just no way that I can keep track of the supplies and the materials and everything that's being used for them. And that's actually like my hang up right now on it. And then it's also really hard just to keep track of like the customer experience from that point forward of like, did they enjoy it? Did they like it? I don't know, all these things. So I just totally went on a tangent, but I'm glad I took you guys along with me because I think it's important because a lot of you have requested that I make a how to host candle making workshops video, and just put a pin in it because I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, I hope that this video is helpful for you guys. I know it's kind of like a stream of consciousness, but it really just was to kind of tie and piggyback on my studio tour because a lot of you guys had questions about it. And I just wanted to share with you guys like some things that I've really found, especially if you're in that like thinking about heading into the new year. There's always like new initiatives, new goals, new things like that. And maybe one of yours in the new year is going to be move from my home space into a retail space or a commercial space for manufacturing, and like really just trying to sort through like what is the best course of action for that and things that maybe you should be looking for based on something that maybe I've said in a video. So I really hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I hope that you're enjoying these videos, and I hope you have a really successful holiday season, and we will see you in a couple weeks with another video. Bye guys.